Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wild Earth Safari this morning. A really beautiful morning here at Djuma Game Reserve. A little bit of mist over the valley and the sun rising. It's really a beautiful scene. My name is Mark. Daniel is with me on camera. Tara is back in final control. And we're about to head out and bring you what we can here for the next 3 hours. We're sitting in an area just west of Gari Dam, Djuma Waterhole, because there was some baboon barking and monkeys shouting. I'm hearing some guinea fowl behind us as well. I've got a very strong suspicion there's a leopard about, but where it is, I don't know, because I don't think these primates can see it anymore. And I'm just listening to the game drive vehicles are all heading out. Oh, I see now. Right, never mind. Understand better now. So, my guess is wherever this cat was, it's now out of sight because these monkeys and baboons have stopped shouting now. I can see crocodiles just gliding through the mist. That might be something nice to look at actually around there. A lot of hyena tracks that are up and down here, but no leopard. Maybe we need to go back up onto the open area. See if we can get crocodile mist and sun reflection. Crocodile in the mist. Silent battleship slipping through the mist. The Mississippi. Like an ironclad of the Civil War. An armored monster. I gotta move now. See him again.
Guys, okay, thanks. Yeah, I will just come from Canada. Come again?
Gone underwater.
Come again? All one is hard. So my people know concerning the tribe. One copy you come in Shaman station, turn down for what? It's made a stronger, it can also play. Until Shaya Kate, Okuma Spiri, carrying one, the house like 5 houses. The nearest house now, one to 5 minutes.
Okay. Yep. So from Kobe, but then it went from 39.
It's almost eerie looking, the mist.
Yeah, good evening for what's the plan for this morning?
Okay,
Thank you for today. Yeah, so from here I might try maybe leave it to you.
Okay, copy. Everybody else is going to follow Zingala.
Yeah, negative. I really check your television, but so far it's very important.
Once again, I just brought the medical, but I'm taking also for on the power line going north.
where's here from? And for now we're going to make our way maybe to the southern end of the open area. Just want to do a loop around it and see what tracks we can pick up. Morning, Franklins. Where are the cats? hyena was running. Very fresh elephant. But he came from up and went down, so he's probably on Central Road. There we go, leopard tracks. Heading down to the dam. So we're going to go back that way. Elephant and leopard tracks heading back down. Garingu and Ponzo heading east down Warburg's Road towards Twin Dams. Very fresh. Okay, time to turn around. Now, this could be the leopard that those baboons and monkeys were shouting at. Very, very fresh. Didn't see any tracks on Twin Dams Road. I might have missed it. There are a couple of hard patches of soil there that I might have missed it on. And I'm taking a guess that this is Induna, since he was towards the Bushbrae area last night. So we had elephant here at Inga's house last night. Well, we heard it just before the gas episode. Definitely the tracks of a male leopard. It's not as big as, say, a small lioness to say that it's a very big male. It's a leopard's tracks that are considerably bigger than a female's tracks. And therefore my guess is it's one of the boys. Thinking it's probably Induna, since he was due west of here and this track comes from the west. So he's probably, my guess, back towards the dam wall, below the dam wall maybe. And that could be where the baboons and monkeys saw him from a distance. Really big elephant, wow. Magnificent bull that is here. Maybe we'll try and follow up on where he went to as well. He's also heading east. So he might have crossed through the drainage line, this Ellie. Now we're going to go across the dam wall. Although, hang on, that looks like... Okay, couldn't really copy that. Leopard, no, it's baby waterbuck down. Let's just check that he didn't go down Twin Dams Road. Doesn't look like it. East-west, east-south. So Mvula is at Green Pan. It's Torchwood. So I'm guessing that maybe this leopard went down into the drainage line, carried on heading east down into the drainage line. And he's, excuse me, hornbill, picking termites out of dung. And Franklin, out of the way please. Thank you. So we've still got to stop and start. Stream is pretty bad. Apologies for that. Nothing can be done this end. I believe they are going to be working on it again today. So Green Pan, by the sounds of things, is somewhere near the Kruger boundary on Nkoro. Must be quite far from here. About 8 kilometers maybe. 5 miles. Morning, Sandy. Welcome to the drive this morning. Sandy's asking, will animals also give alarm? Oh, it was a greenback heron and it flew away. Will animals also give an alarm if they're a lion? Sandy says she assumed that when there's alarm calls it's normally leopard. No, Sandy, lion definitely will also elicit alarm calls. Somewhat different. It's not as intense. I mean, when you're talking about things like baboons and monkeys, vervets, it is different. It's a different vocalization. It's subtly different. It's not very different. But they don't... Gee, a giraffe went down the damn wall here. Huh. Lion don't go after these things up trees, so then primates tend to know that they're relatively safe up a tree. And so they don't get too upset about lion as much as they do about leopard. And then, of course, all the other animals, things like the antelope, well, they will alarm, maybe some of them even more so for lion than for leopard. But yes, alarm calls are for any predator. And it's a matter of trying to interpret those alarm calls as to what predator it is. Now, I remember one very interesting incident that I saw with lion and baboon was up in the Timbavati. Was it in the Timbavati, I think? Yeah, it was. Where baboon weren't too concerned with this lion until this one lioness actually stood at the base of this marula tree where all these baboon were. And this lioness was intimidating these baboon by looking up at them, and of course some of them just couldn't handle that, and they tried to get to end of branches and jump off and try and run away, and of course that's when the lioness caught one of them. Just checking this area where Induna normally lounges around, but I'm not seeing anything. Go down Central Road a little ways. Elephant was here. No cat. That's interesting. Very interesting. Up on Manyeleti boundary, Ephraim found a cheetah with 2 very small cubs. Killed a young impala and disappeared into Manyeleti. One of the Manyeleti cheetah. Some of the best cheetah sightings, well, on-foot cheetah sightings that I've had have been Manuleti. Buffalo tracks, buffalo done.
On the block, parallel to the 14.2 of this corner, so you must try. Also, you know, guys, the signal is a bit bad for channel 2 into this area sometimes.
Okay, next attempt will be up Mvubu Road. Failure to find anything there, we're just going to move on. We've got a cat that doesn't want to be found, or it's either in a place we're not going to see it, like inside the lodge again. Excuse me, little starling. These cooler temperatures and the shorter days are going to start turning the leaves soon. And one tree that doesn't really change colour much is the marula tree, and I noticed already that leaves are starting to fall off the marulas. The beginning of the end of our summer. The beginning of the end. Been a super summer season. Morning, Elizabeth. At 2.5, Elizabeth is asking about Mission Induna. At 2.5, are they fully grown? And if not, how long will it be until they are? Well, no, I think we could still consider them sub-adult, Elizabeth. It's going to be about 4 or 5 or so before we can think of them as adult leopards. But even then, they're still going to fill out more. They're still going to... The head will still get a little bit thicker, the muscles stronger, their chest bigger. Like if you think of a human, a human that perhaps reaches their full height going into their 20s, yet it still takes a decade or so before they really come into their own as an adult. And it's pretty much the same with animals. If you think about domestic dogs and cats, perhaps for them at 2 years old they're sort of adult. But then they still grow, they still fill out and become more defined. Not a great example using domestic animals as well. Just in a lot of cases, people don't let their animals grow up. They treat them like puppies their entire lives, and you find that with a lot of the very small dogs. Beautiful light on some of these spider webs from this dew this morning. Well, I guess we got to give up on where that leopard was. We're not going to find any tracks. Well, we haven't found any. We're not going to get any luck up this end, I don't think. We'll head up to Buffelshoek Dam and see what we can find up there. Hyena tracks. So, east on Buffalo Cut Line. See what we can, what will bring, this direction will bring. A lot of hippo tracks. At least 3 hippos walking the road. Good morning, Tim. Great to have you with us. Albeit 7 hours behind, and I can only imagine how it is turning sleep patterns around for you. I guess in a way I'm honored. We are. And Tim was asking if any of our animals move great distances in the winter months. Some sort of migration. Tim, not necessarily in the winter months, but there is a lot of animal movement. And some of the elephants, speaking of elephants, here are a lot of tracks and dung. This could have been that group that we saw last night. Well, my guess is it's a little bit fresher than that. Speaking of elephants, elephants perhaps moving the most of all animals. They move a couple of 100 miles, but that's not necessarily in any now in the winter. They utilize different areas, different times of the year. I'm just looking, hippo tracks mingled with these elephant tracks. Trying to sort out who's on top of who, but it looks like the elephant were here last. Of every size possible. Looks like that. If there's a direction to be gleaned from all these tracks, I would say it's probably west. What? There's a very interesting plant that we might need to take the camera off the stand for. And in the same time, what we can do is listen for some of these elephants if we can hear them. But these are probably the ellies that we were with late yesterday afternoon. Now, I haven't seen this plant for some time now, so my brain is rusty and I can't remember what it is, but it might come to me. Get this nice one from where the sun is. It's really beautiful, this pink. And now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a root parasite. I just can't think of what it is right now. I mean, the shape of the flowers is a very similar shape to a lobelia, but I don't think this. I mean, it really does look like one of the root parasites that I'm thinking of. So, Sharon, if you're with us, there's and Lee, and Lynn, and the ladies who who try and ID the flowers with me. That's getting misty again. Play Misty for me. It's just. Let me wipe your face for you. Thanks. Sound down. Left my other flower book in FC this morning. It's not likely to be in this book because this book is from the half out. Maybe it's a striga. Could be a striga. But the striga is not a root parasite, not to my knowledge. Bilabiata, striga bilabiata. Must look at that again. Anyways, could be. I should have taken a photo of it. Get a screen capture again. So all these elephants have all gone west, northwest, because they crossed into Buffelshoek. But then we saw that last night. We were with them here. Seems to be a lot more elephant than we saw, because there are a lot of tracks. So I think it was probably that huge group that is still together. Oh, missed it up. Everything missed it up this morning. Just looking at the top of the ridge there. Looks like there might be something in the road. I can't see these things. I've missed it up completely. Where's that lens cloth? Not getting anything. No. Branches in the road or something. But you also look like you're misting up again. It might just be shapes in the mist at the top there. Yeah, I just think it's branches overhanging the road. My brain wants to see things walking along the road. Things like cats or dogs. Now there's something we've got to find. Well, hopefully they'll come back this way one day soon. Power steering doesn't work very well without the engine running. There's a little Ellie. So there is something in the road. One of them. A youngster. Okay, Franklins. Off you go now. To the right. Thank you. See, it's so nice when you listen. Is this the last of all these elephants finally crossing over to the north? What I was looking at from the other side are actually a lot of branches that have been left in the road by even more elephants. Okay, let me try and go forward and see if we can see it better. The youngster lagging behind again. It's the same, probably the same little girl we saw yesterday. But maybe not forward enough. The herd can't be too far.
I heard branches breaking to our right.
Yeah. Let's investigate. Are the branches on the road? Might be more still up ahead. You see, these are the branches I was seeing from way back that I thought was something in the road. And there seem to be some tracks crossing over here to the southern side. But there's a lion track as well. Lion tracks heading east. Interesting. Cubs. Henry, come in. Henry, come in. Texan, come in. Tex, did you have Ngala Mkonzo on Buffalo's cut line going east yesterday? Heading east. I'm gonna go check Buffalo's. Oh, there we go. End of this. That's the end of that tree. Lots more elephant tracks here. So these elephants have been up and down. Now, let me just see. It looks like these elephants are on top of the lion tracks.
Yeah, sir. So what is your plan from Kutupana side? Heading north. Just what you said? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to come back to elephants maybe. Just want to try and follow up and see what there is. These lion tracks. We're close to Buffelshoek Dam. Could be that they might have just stopped off at the dam. Henry, come in. Yeah, there's some Ngala Mkonzos on Buffelshoek cut line just going past Buffelshoek Dam. Is it the same Mkonzo you had yesterday?
Yesterday there was no Mkonzo. I think you had Ngala. We left them north, west of your camp. And yeah, I think they might come back during the night or early this morning.
Yeah, no, this is quite fresh in Konzo here on the cut line.
Yeah, but I will not scratch around.
So confirm you found Ngala yesterday?
It could be same Gala, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, did you have Ngala or did you have Nkonzo?
We did have Gala, 3 Mafazi with 6 Mantipan, and 1 big Mantipan. We come with them and we just keep ram on them, but they were on Galago shortcut, north of your Kaya somewhere there. We left them in the morning.
Okay, thanks. Interesting.
So Jonkoso Mongala going along Garu Better to like mass located there also, not Garu.
Yeah, they didn't seem to go to the dam, but there's some very young cubs with these cats. And looks like now I might have lost their tracks. No, now their tracks have left the road. So maybe they are at the dam. Yeah. Nothing here. Let's go back to Buffelshoek Dam. Otherwise, we'll take this road to Buffelshoek Dam, this side. Come in from the eastern side. Just in case these cats went to the dam and came back to the cut line. Now that would be very special to find, because there are a few very small cubs with them. Elephant tracks crossing. Also a Schlambian Glove on Buffelshoek cut line, just west of the quarry. So yesterday morning, unfortunately we went out. Murphy's Law. These cats were on Gallagher shortcut. I'm hoping that when they left the road, and I wasn't checking because I'm trying to catch up with them the way I was jumping ahead on the tracks, so I wasn't really checking to see whether they left this road to the north or to the south, and I'm just hoping that it was to the south towards the Buffelshoek Dam. So that's why we're going to head on this road that takes us to the eastern side of the dam. Fire break. Boom. Just going to have a look at that soft sand on the fire break quickly. You hear that? I like someone chopping wood or something, but that can't be. Oh, there's a beautiful shot. They just stay there. Look at that. A pair of green pigeons sitting in the sun. Like they're two pairs, but one's got its back to us. And this pair is just warming up in the sun. Really pretty little birds. A little bit hunched up in the cold morning. Red feet, and they've got a red cere over the beak. That soft fleshy part on a bird's beak known as the cere, C-E-R-E. Green pigeon. Very suspicious about that noise that I heard, and there's nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Keep forgetting that marula's root sticks up above the ground. You don't see it very easily amongst the grass. Morning, Joe. One of my favourite questions. Buffelshoek Dam. Where are my cats? Joe's asking, don't elephants move in groups? Why would one be on its own? Joe, that elephant wasn't on its own. We only saw one elephant. The bush was quite dense there. And there are a lot of elephant around. There are with tracks of the whole herd. When we see one animal like that, it doesn't mean that it's on its own. The bush is very thick. We often don't see the rest of the herd. So it wasn't on its own. We didn't stay around long enough to see where the rest of the herd was because we picked up those lion tracks and we wanted to follow them. You feed it to the lions.
Not yet, but far away from that area here. I'm not sure what's going on. But it's the head of Buffalo Grove.
Picture of, sorry, I can't hear you, Tara. Thank you, Laura. Posted a picture of the plant. Okay, we're going to go the other side of the dam, see if we can still pick up on these lion tracks. They were quite fresh, and I think we need to follow up on them. My guess is it was during the night. Pied kingfisher that's fishing. They didn't come this way. And we will go back towards those elephants. So you're not too worried about one being on its own. There were tracks of dozens of elephants. There was sound of branches breaking deeper in the bush. I just want to reiterate that a lot of the time that we see an animal, especially the brief moment that we view an animal, it is just one moment in time in the lifespan of an animal. You can't really often assume that that is the status quo. In fact, it's like my mother. I can remember back in, I think it was the late 70s or early 80s, back home in the Timbavati. My mum and dad went for a drive. And a young leopard, a very young leopard, crossed the road in front of them, probably about the same age as Karula's cubs are now. And my mother, oh, baby leopard on its own. And I guess, I don't know what went through her head, but she got out of the car and followed it, not thinking that maybe mom leopard was close by and likely to object to a human following her child. And it's only by watching these animals, and maybe over time, if we see something that over several days appears to be on its own, can we assume then that it is on its own. But to see something for 2 minutes, especially amongst the tracks of all the rest of them, we can only conclude that it's just. What is it? Alright, well, we're going to go back towards the dam so we can watch the hippo, because I've got to fix something. Yeah, but it did. I think it fell inside. Is it in the road? Okay, so I've got to fix the antenna. Do you know where it fell off?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, right there. somewhere up ahead. I was just going to take us back to the dam so you could watch the hippo while I fix it. Sorry, I'm not with you. So what fell off? Huh? Temporary fix. It doesn't look like the cats came this way. An elephant herd can be spread out over a couple of 100 yards or a couple of 100 meters, and especially in this kind of vegetation there'll be times when we only see maybe 1 or 2 individuals out of 20. Okay, I'm just going to try the fire break now. It is a little bit of a rough road, but let's just try the fire break and see if they came across here. Short finding any tracks here, they must have gone north. Their tracks, I think, were still going through the dip just north of us. So, let's see. Koki Francolin. Sorry, Francolin. No, these cats didn't come onto the fire break here. Maybe further up. Funny when you find tracks like that, these lion and their cubs. It's like every bend or every rise, every bend we go around, or every time we come over a rise, or every gap in the trees, I'm expecting to see cats with their youngsters. And maybe that's part of it. Is one shouldn't expect these things, because expectations. Oh, it's a bit much to have that kind of expectation. I'm just thinking that maybe they'd be in the sun somewhere. There was an elephant here, 2 elephants here. Other thing we can do, go up to Cheetah Cut Line and see if maybe they came back back onto the road closer to Cheetah Cut Line. Otherwise they've gone north. No, it's still in Buffalo. I think I just want to see them so much, and that's part of the problem. Is I would just love to see some lionesses and cubs right now. I see there's a new Disney movie out called, I think it's called Cats of Africa, with Samuel L. Jackson narrating the story of a family of lion and a family of cheetah, I think it is. Interesting. Not an animated movie either. And here are leopard tracks. No, it's not leopard. That's cheetah. Going on to Buffalo. Hello, Sandy. Sandy's saying if Mamba Road was named after a lot of black mambas in the area, the rhino track's also going north. how come we never see any on drive? Well, I've never was named for a lot of black mambas, Sandy. I don't know how. I don't. But irrespective of how many, we don't really see snakes so much because they are very, very shy. I mean, I have seen, I think, maybe 2 black mambas in the 2 years of being here on drive. One of them was at night, and the other one was a little bit too quick for the camera. They're not easy to see. Actually, there was that one that Herman and I saw. Was it? Yeah, I think it was on Triple M. Not such a big elephant. That's got his rump in the road. There's another elephant, so there must be more of them around. This is all where that young elephant was that we saw earlier, that was on its own. That we, gentle old lady that, ambling along, very small one, gorgeous little thing. That's the one that keeps scratching its legs that we saw the other day. Getting hurried along by Big Sister. Lots of them crossing the road up ahead. They've been zigzagging, I think, all morning, all night, backwards and forwards across the road. Well, to them, of course, the road doesn't mean much. Let's go forward and see if we can see. Oh, sorry. Realize. Why are there bushes moving here where there's no elephants? Unless it's a very small elephant. Something in the bushes here. Maybe it's a little one. Yeah, I think so. This, I think, is the one that we saw on its own. Could be. Or that other little one on our left. Just to show you, this whole herd has moved, most of the herd's just moved off into the bush. And they're not visible in this one. Hey, but what you got there? Copy, thanks. We drove past her, so it's a female, it's not a male. Alright, put me on liner, please. Somehow we drove past that cheetah. Because she's been walking west along Buffelshoek cut line. So it's kind of going east or west? Abel? Okay, thanks. Well, maybe she's been there, we missed her. Because we came onto Buffelshoek cut line without seeing her tracks early enough. Interesting. Find a spot where we're going to see some of these earlies. There's still some more up ahead coming out of the bushes from Buffelshoek coming this way. I think eventually they're all going to get to Gowrie Dam. Ooh. Warming up very quickly. I've got so many layers on. The dilemma in winter. Cold till about 8 o'clock and then it gets warm. turn around to be able to see them a bit better. As they come out of the bush. There's another family group coming out onto the cut line. In fact, quite a lot of them just north of us. Looks to be quite an old lady, that. I think that was the big old girl that I said. Looks like she might be pregnant again. Wow. Let's go back to the cut line. I've got probably a dozen of them coming across the road. Morning, everybody. Why is that one chasing? They're chasing each other there. That's weird. Young bull chasing another young bull away. Probably doesn't belong to this family group, maybe. I don't know. A little bit of discrimination there. Strange behavior. Hey, little boy. So many elephants. So little time. Hello, young man. Come here. Let me whisper in your ear. Okay, let's try and keep up with them. I'm going to be taking a line through this bush towards Gowrie Dam. Probably get there around 10, 11. Depends on how much they feed along the way. They seem to be dawdling a bit. When they cross the road, they pick up speed, but then once they get back into the bush, the tree line, they slow down and feed. Hey, little one. This one, I think he's lost. I think he's, but she rather, has been doing this since I saw her coming out of Biffles a cut line, turning around, looking all around. She seems to be a little unsure. She was the one that was chased by the young bull. For some reason. Okay. Tara's saying that she's just heard that Shirley the baboon had her baby. Interesting. Oh! You really are a bit mafufunyan today, little Lily. For whatever reason. Some of these youngsters are very excited this morning, excitable. And then you get a youngster like this who just calmly walks by and doesn't say anything to us other than glancing in our direction. Uh-oh. Lost my pointer stick. Okay, well, it's getting pretty thick there. We're going to move on. Get closer to Gallagher shortcut so we can maybe get a chance to see that cheetah. We couldn't find the leopard. Excuse me. And we couldn't find the lion. At least maybe we can get to see another cat. See you later, Mrs. Ellie. Now, Ellen, we wanted to see a monkey orange. This had probably come out. It looks like it was in a lump of elephant dung. So it might have actually, I don't know, I'll keep it for now. And wait until I hear that Alan who wanted to see a monkey orange. Let's see if he's on drive either now or later. Thinking it might have been swallowed by an elephant and just come straight out again. It was there with some dung. Which station was Kankan? It's still on Whipples of Katlan. How many movers you got? Okay, I'm making my way there. Oh no, she's crossed into Buffelshoek. I can't win today. Okay. Yeah, these are the lion tracks. Close but no cigar. So close yet so far. I'm gonna have to try and cut through to the cut line. Maybe I'm still gonna be positive. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm going to be positive about it. Maybe she'll come back to Whipples of Cut Line. She's heading towards Sydney's Dam. no chance to have her come back to the cut line. She's going up towards Magnoleti. Oh well. Western side of Sydney's dam already. Parlour. The Rams having a discussion deep in there. I don't think I've ever spent so much time on Wiffel's of cut line as we've done today. Bless you. Fine, and you too? Good. How's Shane, Venom?
Did you come along the boundary?
Yeah.
Did you book out where we was in?
Pardon?
Did you book out?
I can hear Ephraim.
But it's far close to the boundaries there, to the signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not very. A little bit to the west of
The sign.
sort of the sign, yeah.
Okay. Is she coming this way?
She was lying down, yeah. Maybe she just lying down. One don't hold, so which means that somewhere in the block.
I think they're somewhere close to the dam, Biffleshoek Dam.
Yeah.
But I didn't see carefully which side of Biffleshoek cut line they left the road. But east of the dam, nothing cheetah cut line, nothing on the fire break. I'm sure I heard Just looking at dam because she's not very far from here. Still fairly close to the Biffleton and not very far in. And that she might actually come back out onto the road. Well, Texan doesn't know that, but there's always a possibility. I mean, there's a lot of impala here. She knows that. Not too sure if Abel was looking at Karula's tracks or Karula. Find out in a minute as soon as I get radio signal back. Don't have radio signal. Father, there those two rams. Let's see what they may be looking at.
Two vehicles.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
Those rams are feeding, they're not looking at anything. Somewhere in here. Big Ellie tracks. Which way was he going? I think he was going the other way. Yep. Headed south. Leopard tracks. Male leopard going this way from this morning. Excuse me, Dove. Which now you see this also could have been in Duna just last night. They have Ruan out on the drive, his first try-out drive. But for me, At any rate, I'm going to say goodbye to you now. And thank you very much for joining me, and thanks for your patience with me this morning. It's been a little bit different, trying to find where cats have gone and trying to find them. I was hoping to find these cats. Lionesses with the cubs. There's a good chance that they might still be on our side of the world, because Texan was saying he was on Buffelshoek. Their tracks didn't cross a road that runs parallel to Buffelshoek cut line, and they weren't there. So there's a good chance they might even be around Buffelshoek Dam. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to go and look for them, but we'll see what we can find, and maybe the guys from Vuyatela will look too. My name is Mark. Daniel has been on camera, and Tara in final control. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at Wild Earth Safari, bye for now.